Hello everyone. So in today's video we're going to cover maps using spatial files. Now maps, as you know, in Tableau specifically, uh, uh, are very easy to create, and you can use the inbuilt Tableau capabilities to create maps at different geographical levels. Now in Tableau, district level maps, or what we know as county level maps, can be easily created because they are inbuilt in the Tableau mapping ecosystem. Now for anything beyond that, either if you want to customize or you want to go a few level down that geographical role, then you might need to use something known as spatial files. Now for those who don't know what spatial files are, you can just think of them as a file that creates some maps. They have a polygon structure in the backend, so you can think about them as a group of latitude and longitude values which create a polygon. Okay, now when creating maps with spatial file, in this video we'll cover how to import a spatial file, how to combine a spatial file with data, and we'll also create drill down maps at sub-district level, or you can call them at sub-county level. Okay, now let's first try to understand what Tableau talks about spatial files. Now you can see Tableau says before you can connect to a spatial file, make sure to include all of the following files included in the same directory, right? Now there are different kind of shape files. For example, there is this S3 shape file, there is S3 file geodatabases, there is KML file, there is GeoJSON file, and so on and so forth. Now in each file type you need to create you need to have the specific file formats, right? Like in this case you see all these file formats: .shp file, .shx, .dbf, .prj, and .zip file. Right, now similarly, depending on which file you're using, you need to create or you need to include these file formats. Now this is a quick overview about the spatial files in Tableau. Now in this video we're going to use one interesting source, an interesting shapefile rather, and that is provided by this very interesting website which I came across courtesy my friend Ferran, who helped me locate this file. So this is from Revolutionary GIS, right? And this once you go into this website, you just have to go to this Indian Administrative Boundaries shapefile, and then it takes you to this GitHub repository. So this is the GitHub repository, and over here you can just click here and download all the files. Now once you download the files, they would look something like this. Let me just show it to you. So these are all the files that are downloaded. I have unzipped few of them, and then like I said, we need to create a separate directory or a folder wherein we keep the files that are required, as I showed in the Tableau website link. Now these are the file types that you will need for creating this spatial file. That is part 1. Part 2 is we also need to put a layer of data, which we also known as geospatial analytics, over these maps. So for example, we're going to use some demographic data, and we're going to put that demographic data along with the map. Now you can superimpose the data over map, or you can create a separate data reports or tables along with the map file. So this is the data I'm going to use. The level of data here is at district level, the granularity of data, and then we have some demographic data. Now this is a dummy data, so I request you not to quote it anywhere. This is just for demonstration purpose. Okay, now once we have the idea about the data, let's quickly go to what we are going to create. So this is what we are planning to create in this video, and as you can see, I've used, or rather I've chosen one of the states, my home state Uttarakhand, and also we can select any of the districts in this state. So I've choose my hometown Dehradun, and then you can see we have this district highlighted over here, and also we get this district split at sub-district level. Now the GIS file that I have, it has sub-district level at data at pin code level. So these are different district sub-district geographies at pin code level, and you also see how some demographic data has also come up over here. So we will try to create all this and see how we go. Now given my experience, I've seen that this kind of analysis is very important and highly used in policy making, in public sector domain, public health, and talking about corporates or businesses. This could be very handy in creating for example, how much is the sales in a specific region, or if you want to check what the KPIs or some parameters look at a specific geographic level. So all this can be done using this geographical maps using spatial files. Okay, now to begin with, let's take a blank Tableau file, and I'll first of all import a spatial file. And then over here, as I told you, I've created this folder, and there are multiple files over here. By default, it will pick up the file that is required, which is a .shp file. But mind you, the other files that were there are also required. Okay, and there are other files. I mean, depending on what all file formats you plan to use, you can select either of them, but we'll stick with the spatial files. And now this is the file I need to import, and this gives me the first view of my data. And as you can see, my shapefile has been imported, and if I update it, you'll see I have from the shapefile the pin code, the state, the district, office name, office type, and geometry. Now geometry is particular to a shapefile, and it comprises of different polygons representing different geographic roles. So for example, in this case, this polygon might be reflecting something, the map of this district or this pin code, depending on how they formatted it. Okay, now this will only create the map, and maybe we can import labels of state, district, or office name over it. What if we want to add a layer of demographic data over this over these map? So to do that, I need to add my demographic data file, which is a CSV file. So I'll import it as a text file, and this file is living somewhere here, which is dummy demographic data. I'll repeat, this is a dummy data, and this might not be a correct rendition of the demographic data, because this is purely for training purpose. Okay, now once I import it, my dummy data gets visible here, and then in my, if you see this small tab, if I double click here, this is where my shapefile data is, and I want to merge it with my dummy data, so, or the demographic data. So I just drag it here, and Tableau by default, it will try to link the two data on some logic. Now the logic is, we want this dummy data has district level data. So what we'll do is, from the dummy demographic data, I'll take the district, and from the shapefile, which is on the left side, I'll take the district. So this merges the data at district level. Now the dummy data over here has some of the districts either misspelled or they're missing altogether. So because if I use an inner join, it will the data in the spatial file will also be removed for all those districts which are missing here. So to avoid that, I'm using a left join. Okay, and this way I am able to preserve the entire spatial file and take whatever is available in my dummy demographic data. Okay, now once it's done, I just press update and my data gets imported. So I have my demographic data like this, along with my geographical data also, which is there. So everything is now under single umbrella, and we can now start building our dashboard. Now to build this dashboard, first of all, I'll compare it with what we have. So this is our original dashboard which we are trying to create. So we need different sheets first of all to create this dashboard, because you can see this is a state level map, this is district level map, this is some demographic data, and then there are small bits and pieces like how to add a state name and the district name, and then there's a filter for state. Okay, so let's build it one by one. So number one is the state level map, okay, which is actually the state level map. So I'll first create a state sheet or tab, and then since this is a state level map, first of all what I'm going to do is put a filter of state over here, and let's say I'll take state of Uttarakhand, and then okay, so now my state is Uttarakhand over here selected by default. Second is, you see this is this one of the pills over here which says geometry. So this geometry is nothing but coming from the shapefile, and it creates some maps. If I double click here, it automatically brings in longitude and latitude over here, and it creates a map. Now because I have filtered Uttarakhand, so I'm getting the map of Uttarakhand only. Okay, now second thing is I want to get rid of all the boundaries over here so that I get a neat map only representing state. So if you see this, there's just the state over here and nothing else. Okay, so to do that, what I do is I go to map and go to layers, and then I get rid of all the layers over here. This is also available in one of the videos that I've recently done. So now my boundaries and all the layers are removed, and I got a neat map at state level. Now this state has different districts, so I might want to color the state based on district level. So I see these are different districts at different colors, right, using different colors rather, and this gives me a good view of how different districts look in this state. Okay, and again you can design it based on your requirement. You might want to maybe change a little bit of color patterns, borders, all those things, right? So so I'll stick with what it was before, and then this is my state level map. On the similar lines, I will create a district level map. Because I've already removed the layers over here, what I'll do is I'll take the state and duplicate this state sheet and just rename it as district. Okay, so note one thing, that when we created the district level map, the state level map, each district in the state, like here, if you look at any of the district, so each district is further split, because that's how my spatial file is created. So I am having at sub-district level granularity in my shapefile, and I'm going to use this feature to drill down further. Okay, now when I create a district level sheet from the same file, essentially just creating same map as in the state level sheet, but I'll be going to use it in a different way. Before we go there, how we're going to use it, let me also bring in some demographic data. So I'm going to use literacy population. So I'll press the Control or Shift key, and then I can select these. and then I can just drag it to details, and I want to bring district to my row levels, and then because I need a table over here, so better I just drag it here and then use the tables over here like this. So once I have this table, I can use this for drilling down demographic data for a specific district. So I have this data sheet over here, and then I also want to create a state name sheet wherein I'll just bring in the state name. So I'll just drag it to text, and I have my state name here, and on a similar line I'll just create a district name sheet, and wherein I'll bring in the district name to text, and these sheets would be further filtered using dashboard actions to show names of specific district and state. So now that we are all set, we have all our sheets. I'll quickly just cross check. We have state, district. Oh, we need this one also, so I'll create another sheet which is the district population, and what we need is we'll take a district, we'll take the district bill on the row level and the population on the column level, just sort it so that it looks better like this, and yeah, so that's all we need. And then now we can go building our dashboard. Now for the dashboard, you need to click this dashboard icon, and like always I prefer using first an automatic size, which helps you take the entire screen of your device, which is a laptop in my case. And then once you've done that, just go back and fix it again. So it's a small trick that you can use. And now I want to start building the dashboard. Now for this specific dashboard, I'm not going to do too much into designing part, so I'm going to use everything as a float object so that it's quick and easy for me to demonstrate to you. So just have a look at how our dashboard should look. So this will give you an idea. So first of all, we need to bring in our district population map over here, and we just drag it like this. Just do small formatting by hiding some of the fields. These are hidden. I'm hiding some fields which are not found because of some typo maybe. And yeah, so we have this population level map, sorry, the population level bar chart, and then I need to bring in my state map, which is somewhere here. I again get rid of the title, also don't need this legend. Okay, and then just change the size a bit, and you have this state level map. Now you can just do some adjustment like this, and you can even format the the bar chart slide a bit by getting rid of unwanted grid lines like this. Okay, and the coloring and all can also be done based on a requirement. I also prefer keeping this map as transparent, so I'll just go here and select the shading as none. So now my map becomes transparent. Next is the district level map, and because this is the key feature of our dashboard, we want to keep it a bit large like this. Okay, and then we want to bring in the filter for a state. So what we can do is we can take filter from either of the maps, and since I am cramped for space, so I'll use a single value drop down like this, and then maybe just adjust the height a bit, and then we can put it here, right? An easier way to do that is just click on this container, and then go to layout, and then you can just adjust the height, let's say like this, and then adjust it manually after that. So yeah, so you can create a filter for district like this. Again, you can even create a filter for state. So yeah, so because 1 second. So next is we want to create a filter for a state, something like this. So to do that, what we'll do is in this map, I'll just use this drop down, and from the filters I'll select state, and then because I'm cramped for space, I'll use a single value drop down, and then because it's too long, what I'll do is I'll go to layout and I'll just reduce the height to, let's say, 20, and then it's easier for me to kind of reshape it. So I'll drag it here, and then a slight adjustment, I can just do it like this. Okay, now I have my state filter over here, and with this I can filter different states, right? It's still not linked this one with this map, so what I'll do is I'll again go to this drop down, apply to worksheet, and then you have to select this option, selected worksheet, and I want to apply this filter to the district map also, and also to the district population. So now I have a linked filter. So now you can see every state I select, the other sheets get automatically linked or filtered out. Now what I want to do is, as you can see from this map, when I select a specific bar, it highlights that selected district in this bar in this map, and also it filters out that specific district in the state. So this is the key feature that we actually were looking for. So to do this, we need to use the dashboard actions, and in the add action, we first need to create a filter which gets activated when I select the district population map, any bar in the district population bar chart, and it reflects in the target sheet. The effect reflects in the target sheet, and the target sheet would be your not district population, because that is which is the source file. So the district and the state map file should have an effect of this selection. So for example, if I now select this Pune, so Pune gets selected here, but I don't want this map to be filtered out. I just want this map to be filtered out as based on the district selected, and this one should only highlight. So which means in the actions, I don't need to filter the state map, but rather I need to add a highlight which on selection of district map should highlight the corresponding district in the state. That's all. Okay, so now if I select a specific district, it gets highlighted here and it gets rendered or filtered over here. So now this is the effect we were looking for, and we've got it now. And next and final is the data layer. So we need the data, this data, to be available here, something like this. Okay, so I'll make some space for that data table, if I may say, and then I'll drag the data over here, right? Don't worry about how it's looking right now, we'll just fix it. And now that we don't need this title, and we need this to fill the entire space here, so we'll use entire view. Okay, and then if you select any what do you say district, it automatically gets linked. Okay, because we had already created that action, so Tableau picks it by default. One thing you note is, since we have this highlight thing, this is applying the highlight to this data sheet, which we don't want. So just click it, so this yellow color will go off. So yeah, now it would be, yeah, you can even change the font size here. So you go to format and then you just increase the font size something larger, and then do a slight adjustment here. Okay, and you can do a whole lot of designing over here, and then it becomes, so now it is becomes pretty much easy. So you can see, if I again go back to the Uttarakhand state, and then in this, if I go to a specific district, I can just have this highlighted like this. Now you can do some formatting here, like you can just entire view so that the map is not cut out. And also, because you see, once I get rid of the filter, all the values come and then it becomes really cramped. So what I can do is, in the actions and filter, I can just say leave the filter as is when you clear the selection. So this way, now if I select anything, that this thing will not be cramped because it will leave the filter as it is, right? So with bit of designing and a little bit of what do you say, adjusting the different containers here, you can arrive at this kind of dashboard, and maybe even better than this. And this will give you a drill down capability at state, district and sub-district level. I'll again like to thank the provider of the spatial file, which is Revolutionary GIS, and the source I mentioned here. And if you need to discuss anything, you can write to us, put a comment below in the comment box, and we'll try to reach out to you. And you can also refer to our other videos, and if you like our videos, do subscribe to our channel. I hope this would bring in some good learning for you guys in creating maps using spatial files. So with that note, I wish you all the luck for learning new things in data science, and thank you so much for watching this video.